Hey guys, Indiana Smith here. Another brutally cold April morning, about 40 degrees with a strong north wind. I was hoping the river would take a decent rise this weekend, but it really kind of took another little low, muddy rise. So me and my friend Billy are going to try walking down one of the feeder creeks to where it dumps into the river behind me here and get to a more remote area, maybe not quite so tracked up. I've made 2 trips in a row without finding a complete point, so I'm really hoping I get a decent point today. Anyway, I'll be checking in as I find stuff to show you what I got. Thanks for joining me. About 10 minutes into the creek, we got our first fossil find of the day. This is actually a pretty nice little mosasaur vertebrae. I can't believe there's one set of footprints in here from the weekend that somebody hadn't picked this up. Oh, heck yeah. That's the most complete one I've found my last 2 or 3 outings. Let's see the side processes and the top. No artifacts yet, but about 10 minutes later we got a little bison tooth here. Heavily mineralized. Okay, here's a good example of the power of erosion. That little tree was up there, and that little tree was not in the creek the last time I came down this creek about a month and a half ago, and next big flood it'll be out in the river. That's why we find so much stuff here, all the erosion. Well, we finally made it all the way down the creek and out into the main river. Unfortunately, it hasn't come up as much as I thought it would, but I have a pretty good sized little piece of fossilized bone in the gravel here, so let's roll that out. Some sort of a hinge, maybe the back of a jaw. All right, well, it's something. Right, well, here is a monstrous bone, probably just a big old femur or humerus from a cow. I truthfully can't tell cow from bison. I don't know, it's got some mineralization on it. Could be a big old bison leg. It's a big old flake knife made of navicular. It's got some fine flaking along the edges. Well, that's something at least. Proves the Indians were here. All right, Billy has finally found a point. We have our first point of the day. Well, got a corner knocked off, but hey, it's a point. Okay, I still haven't found a point, but I just got a very nice piece of mastodon enamel here. Oh, yeah. Look at all the colors in that. That is beautifully preserved. It's almost an entire cusp from the tooth. Not a point again, but a really beautifully colored piece of fossilized bone. Looks like the hinge off of a mosasaur jaw. Looks like this is turning into another fossil day. Got a mosasaur jaw section here with a big old piece of tooth sticking out of it. Well, I'd rather find fossils than nothing at all, but dang it, where are the arrowheads hiding? Well, once more, artifacts have just been in very short supply, but I have stumbled across a broken point again. The base of a Gary. That's about the story of my day in terms of artifacts. Well, faithful YouTube followers, it has been, I will confess, a rather tough day on the river. Part of it's just a perfect storm of bad conditions. The river only came up about 1.5 feet. We're making our way back to the creek. Maybe one of us will find something the other missed. We've swapped sides going back up. So I'll check in if we find anything. Okay, out of the river, walking back up the creek, and high and dry where we both missed it, I found, sadly, the best artifact of the day is a scraper. But hey, it's a decent scraper. Thin, worked all the way around. Ain't much, but I'll take it. Maybe we'll find something else going back up. We're almost back to the bridge. Billy thinks he has one. All right. I'm officially outdone for the day. That is a counter. Well, here we are at the end of the day, 13,500 steps later. Billy kind of cleaned house on the artifacts. He got 2 points with slight basal damage, 1 nice fish tooth, a couple of good pieces of bone. This piece of fish jaw was really neat. You can see the teeth sockets in it. I picked up a good bit of bone. Let's see, well, there's an ammonite, fish bone. Big piece of bone still in the matrix there. Serrated flake tool, broken base point, flake knife, scraper. Here's that big piece of mastodon enamel, almost the whole cusp of a tooth. Bison tooth, a little bit of mammoth enamel. turtle bone, I think. Fish vertebrae here. Pretty worn down. Another big piece of bone. One mosasaur jaw. Oh, now this is interesting. That's the premaxilla. That's the snout, the end of the nose off of a mosasaur. One good vertebrae from early in the day. Has some really nice color on it. And a few other pieces of bone. And of course, you always got to get coprolite. Not a great day for points, but another interesting day. Just kind of a smorgasbord of fossils and a good hike. So until next time, this is Indiana Smith and Eagle Eye Billy signing off. Social distancing. See you next time. And to come home from the river and have 2 brand new baby goats. How good is that?